the girl a phone to the one Tonya pay. She go introduce the thing and talk to you a little bit. And then you don't know she go deal with the rest. So listen what go on now. The first lady in the building, listen.
Blessings, 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 everybody. It's such a joy to be here right now. And I want to introduce you all to our special guest, Mr. Neto Yuth. Neto Yuth in the building. Blessings, 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 Neto. So glad to have you here at the Starliners HQ.
Yes, a pleasure.
Why? I don't know. This is like a different vibe, you know? You're like that good friend that I don't see very often.
I know.
But it's always a pleasure.
And same with Mali,
right?
You know?
So it's so nice to have you here.
Yeah.
Welcome. You know, I know, you know, we've been locked up for a little while now, right?
A little while?
A little.
I can't recall when last we did free.
Right? But it's so glad just to have, you know, created this platform during these times.
Yep.
So that we could, you know, still get together and as artists and do what we love, right?
And it's the only platform where strictly play Canadian reggae music.
That's
no
right.
other platform does that in Canada.
That's right. Molly, I'm going to ask you to turn down that way down, way down. I want to make sure that the people can hear Neto and they can hear me, right? So, yeah, man. Respect for that. 100% Canadian reggae. You already know the movement. I know that you're from Montreal, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was born in Quebec City.
Okay. So you were born in Quebec City. And it's funny because a lot of people, like some might still be new to you, or you might be new to them, right? But as far as me and Mali are concerned, we actually met you down there.
Yeah.
Right?
Mystic Mountain Reggae Bash.
That's, you know, I was trying to...
How long was that? What, 10 years ago? Easily 10 years? 9 years ago? About that time. No, Mali.
What I will say, it was definitely before we had our child.
Yeah,
right?
that was before that. Yeah, definitely.
And she's like 7, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Actually, to come to think of it, I think that your Malachi was in the belly at the time when we met.
Probably was created there.
Right?
I don't know. Because I remember I came with my baby mother at the time there, you know, so yeah, and remember Unu did share the room next to us.
Right.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But what I would say is what I noticed when I met you was out of everybody, because that particular bash, there was a whole bunch of artists booked for that particular show.
Too much, I think.
Right? But what I will say is, out of all the artists that, you know, we saw down there performing and we met, you stood out. You stood out. Like, I didn't know, I wasn't familiar really like with the Montreal area. And what I will say is that I remember saying to myself, like, okay, so if I'm gonna come to a city, it's like you kind of you feel it out as an artist. And once I seen all the artists, I said, okay, so this gentleman right here, this is the man. He's the man. This is his place. You understand? And it wasn't even an attitude or anything. It was just the way that you performed, the way you commanded the stage and stuff like that. I noticed it right away as an artist, like you noticed those things.
It's been a while. I don't recall exactly what was the performance, but I think it was like nighttime, like at least 4 a.m. in the morning. Because remember there was so much artists and everybody tried to perform, but
yes,
it's like, I recall, if I recall correctly, I performed like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
But with the same energy though. Like same. You wouldn't tell like, okay, well, this is a 4 a.m. performance as opposed to...
Well, no, because Iwagwan, I remember with that, what your name again? Jalex was
Yes,
he's the one was keeping this
Right.
reggae bash, and him say, yo Neto, I can only pay you gas money and I can't pay you for perform, but I'm gonna give you roots tonic that I did. So him give me like 4 liters of roots tonic, and me drink all the roots tonic before me go to the stage. So I remember the energized like performance and things.
So it was the roots.
Probably.
The roots that did it.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I recall, and you know what? I was offered some similar type of payment, but me not really.
Big up Jalex.
Me not really deal with the roots. Me not
Real
really
roots
deal with
man.
the roots, and me don't deal with the other
Yeah,
things.
but give
either,
the roots
so.
to Mali, him can deal with it. Strong back. She says she have a.
Listen, and you know what? So it's funny that you mentioned strong back, because I wanted to talk about that. I definitely wanted to talk about that because
We can talk later about that one.
I just see that you're a firm believer, you know, in the mix up and
Well,
as
I'm
the
a-
Vibes Cart. Well, it was Vibes Cartel. I remember when he was talking about the mix up. Get the what was it? The supplicant.
Supplicant. Peanut. Supplicant.
Right.
Yeah, it's yeah.
And then you came with the strong back.
We came with a strong back. You know we deal with roots tonic. We're not
Right.
deal with supplicant. You
Right.
know we're not deal with lactose and milk. So we deal
Okay.
with roots. So that's why we came with the strong back thing. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Okay, so you know, just coming into, you know, yourself and deciding that you even wanted to be an artist, like what made you decide that you wanted to even be a reggae artist, for that fact?
You know, before when I started first with music, I was like maybe 12 years old, and I was writing like it was more hip hop. But then I realized, you know, it was more like a dancer, like ragamuffin, like almost like me was I DJ,
Right.
and I was not rapping. It was more DJing.
Okay.
I remember it just went naturally because I always listened to reggae music. My older brother always bring reggae records home and everything. So reggae was always listening to reggae music. So it was just naturally, and I just pick it up naturally. So me can't say me wanted to do that. It's like it come to me and it just naturally is boom. So yeah,
Okay. So
it was just a natural evolution of my music, I will say.
okay. So as far as like family now, with like your, you know, your upbringing, your parents or guardians, whoever it was that raised you, how did they feel about you even taking up this thing called reggae music?
Well, them never too.
Or not even to say just reggae music,
Yeah,
just
just
music
music,
in
yeah.
general.
All right, so my dad is a teacher, so for him it was important that I go to college and university, and I never did that, and
Okay.
I stopped. After I finished high school, I just never pursue
Right.
school or college or anything, because you know at the time I was hustling. I was making money in the street and I was doing music, so I said, you know what, I want to pursue what I'm doing. So when I told my dad I was going to do music, he never really understand. But him never have no other choice because I was a rebellious child, and I say, yo, this is what it is. You can't tell me what to do. And then banging, and then you know it was, yeah. For him, he wanted me to go to university and to go to school because for him that was the only way to be successful in life and provide for your family, right?
Right.
We know that's not the case anymore, but maybe at the time it was
Yeah.
more. And then I never really fully understand. But then I remember in 2013 I launched my It's Getting Harder album, and I invited all my family to the launch, and it was a big album launch. You know, the record label put a big launch together.
Yeah.
There was about maybe like 1,500 people there. Pack up,
Wow.
and you know I set up my family nice upstairs. It was a nice place and everything.
Yeah.
Give my family some champagne and and set them up nice. And when my father him see me perform for like 1 hour and a half on the stage with the band, after that him say, after the next day him call me and he say, yo, if a music you want to do it because I've seen it, this is your thing. When I even have to question it. So
Okay.
after that there was no more question. about that, you know.
So
From
then you
him see me
had the full
perform.
support after
Yeah,
that.
but him never see me perform before.
Yeah.
But from him see me perform, him say, all right, it.
You know what? It's funny because as a kid, when I told my mom I was gonna compete in a talent show, my first talent show, it was like a joke. She was like,
She laughed.
"What are you gonna do in a talent show?" You know what I mean? Everybody was kind of wondering, like,
But she knew you could sing, though?
no, them times I didn't even sing, not even a note. Like, my stepdad used to hear me, but I wouldn't sing in front of my mom. I was too nervous to sing anything in front of my mom.
Yeah.
That's why she took it for so much of a joke, because if she'd had ever said, sing something for me, I'd be like, you know, and start laugh. So it's funny though, because after that talent show, it was the same thing. Like, I had the full support after that. So maybe it's something about them just having to
Them need to see
you.
it and grasp it and really see, like, okay.
And yeah, they see you in that light, and then after that, it's like, okay, you know what? This is your passion, and whatever it is, like as a good parent should, then they give their full support.
Yeah, exactly,
Right?
because them just there and them say, all right, it's a passion, but them not see it as work. And from you see it, you treat that more than a passion, you treat that professionally,
Yes.
then it's different, you know?
Exactly, exactly. Which brings me to your son Malachi.
Yeah, because you have a son, you and Mali
Right?
have a, you know, Malachi, we have two Malachi in the building.
We have a Malachi as well.
Yep.
But what I would say is, you know, I think it's just really a good look when I see, you know, the posts. I'm always seeing you post, you know, things, just father and son things, everyday things that you would do.
Yeah, because it's
with
part
him.
of my life, so might as well just share it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna omit it from, you know, it's what I'm doing. I'm a father, so.
Yes,
We
and
just-
you can definitely tell that you take that role very, very seriously.
Yeah, I must, especially because them son them need father around, you know. How many man I know in my life that grew up without fathers and
Yes.
end up jail, dead, or in, you know, bad situation. So
Right.
it's very important for fathers to be there for their sons. Very, very important.
I think that's
And
Why-
daughters too, but
Yes, yes.
sons are different.
both roles are just as important. They really are. But especially when you see a lot of the crime and stuff that are happening, especially even now in our city and stuff like that, it just gives you, you know, it just kind of solidifies the fact that, you know, the fathers are really, really necessary, especially right now in these times.
Yeah, and
Right?
you see the gun violence in Toronto now. I bet you 75% of those youths were shoot guns or gunmen.
Yeah.
They grew up without fathers. I can guarantee you that.
I would probably agree, right? And yeah, it's nice to see the interaction between you and your son, and
Give thanks.
you know, from even teaching him how to farm.
Yeah.
I see you showing him the farming and how important it is,
Yep.
you know, to grow your own food.
And him have his, so we in our backyard we have my little farm there, and we grow my vegetable and things. And him have his section. So last year,
So he's growing his own.
Yeah, him grew last year. Him plant squash, and the squash grew, and him tell me say, "Yo, we are gonna sell it. We are make a garage sale." That's his word, you know. Him say a
Okay.
garage sale, and we need more land. Him tell me we need more land to plant more. You know, you're an entrepreneur. You're not a rap.
So I could see that he's also inspiring you,
Oh,
right?
trust me, he is. He is.
That's amazing. The fact that he's already talking business
Yo.
at such a young age.
Yo, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Him do what he call origami.
Yeah.
And bad, like when we see it, me like, you did it by yourself. It's like, yeah. So now him trying to sell it. Him say this summer when I go to garage sale. Actually, he wanted to do it in the winter, but I tell him, yo, we can't do garage sale in the winter, man. So, yeah, but everything he want to sell, man.
So I'm guessing that this is probably like a no-brainer, but if Malachi decides later on in life that he wants to follow in Daddy's footsteps,
Musically,
is yes.
yeah. So him, yeah. So I still have to write a song for him.
Okay.
Him say him soon ready for it. But so so I tell him by age 7 because now I'm 6. So by age 7 you need a song, and him tell me all right. So I'm telling him what's your artist name, what's your DJ name, and him say the God of all DJ.
Okay.
Him came up with that name. We never said nothing. Him say Malachi, the God of all DJs. So I say all right.
So he has his name and he has his slogan.
Yeah,
right?
the God of all
He has
DJ.
it all. He has it all figured out.
And him want to be like Sizzler. Because, you know, Sizzler love him and him love Sizzler. So him always talk about Sizzler. So him, everything him do, him want to be like Sizzler. And me him too, but you know.
But he looks up to Sizzler.
Yeah.
That is very cool. Another thing that I think is really cool about you is just the fact that being from Quebec, right? Obviously, you know French.
Yeah.
It's not very often that you see like, well, I don't know, maybe there's a whole lot of them that I just don't know about, but I don't know of any French reggae artists.
Oh, there's a lot, especially in France or the French Caribbean, you know, like Martinique, Guadeloupe. There's a lot, and there's a big community of reggae. So when I started when I started to DJ in French, right? And I was looking out at French, so veteran French reggae artists, you know, like Raga Sonic, Daddy Murray, and those people, and there's a big community of French reggae, especially in France and in the French Caribbean. It's huge.
Okay, so when you first started actually performing and doing reggae, like, did you perform in English or was it all French at first?
I was all French, 100% French.
Wow.
I never speak English until me reach Jamaica and me I feel in patois. Yeah. So it was
you
all
went
French.
from French to patois.
Yeah. Yo, I'm a glitch in the matrix.
You know what's so funny too? Because I was thinking to myself, I don't think I've ever really, like, you know how we have, like they say that we have like our own language, like Torontonians, like you can tell when somebody, like, you know, like the T dot, you know, it's like I guess Cardi called it, what is it? The T dot slang, right?
Yeah,
Cardinal had dubbed that like a long time ago, T dot slang, and you know where like the A and the yo and the whatever the case is, like, yeah, like what's
fam,
what's going in, fam, you know? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know, I've never heard you talk like that. Like it's
we
either
probably never will.
it's just patois.
Yeah, because I'm so beloved.
And I've never caught you in a like. But it makes sense to me now why I've never heard you like that, because you went from French to patois.
Yeah.
So you not even know about the T dot slang.
Well, I know it now.
A. Yo, you know what I'm saying? My big sons.
That's what they talk, right?
Yeah, when I hear them, even like they call me like Mama Dukes. What do you say, fam? Like,
what's good?
And I'm like, oh, we are talk to have manners, you know?
I'm telling you, it's so funny.
Yeah, we have somebody from the audience that is here want to ask a question. So yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
As an international reggae artist, what kind of support do you need out of Canada to aid your international growth?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. It's a very good question.
I almost want to guess who asked that question, but go on.
Who asked that question then?
Julian King.
Julian, pick up on yourself, father.
Canadian reggae world, big up yourself. I know his questions. I'm not ramping up.
I love the question. It's a very good question, and I will say, you know, we can develop on that furthermore. But I will say, for people to just continue promote our music and promote, you know, the same way Starliners do it. This is exactly what Uno doing. You promoting reggae, Canadian reggae artists, and that's what we need. So we need more promotion, because here we know in Canada where it is already, where, you know, where you from. No one is a prophet in his own country, but in Canada, if you not make it outside of Canada, people not gonna really bust art. People don't bust artists from Canada, so we need the selectors to play more Canadian reggae artists, because right now there's probably only Starliners that doing that. And we really need more selectors to play in the radio to play. You know, we have some radios that do it, but we need more. We need more and we need more.
There's a few that have been doing it from long time, and they're still doing it now. We just need more.
We need more.
We need more. That's bottom line.
And just for, I'm not even media, but or DJs or selectors or sound, but also individuals. Just the same way you're gonna share the new Drake song, just share the new Neto Yuth song when it release. You know, it's some people them only gonna share the songs that are the artists that are known. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of sharing someone that has less recognition than a well established international artist? It look like people are frightened to do that for some reason, you know. And don't be afraid. When there's good music, I share it because I think it's good music. I don't care if you are no-name artist. If it's good, I'm gonna share it because it's good. Simple. So, but people here in Canada, they have a different mindset towards music, and we see how it work. Drake had to go international and bust there to bust in Canada. You know, Justin Bieber, all those artists, they have to go outside of Canada, then bust, and then Canada give them recognition. Yeah. So it's a problem, and I don't think we're gonna change that over a year or 5 years time, but it's a work in progress.
Absolutely. And what I want to know from you, like, it's just I'm very curious, especially because you're not originally from my city, right? And
what's your city, Tonya?
Toronto. Born and grow, you know? But
Toronto.
So I would say, like, we have a reputation in Toronto, you know, throughout the years. I don't know if you've heard the term Screwface Capital.
Yeah.
Right?
I was afraid of that when I first came.
Are you familiar with that? So what I want to ask you is, when you came to Toronto, like, did you feel that? Did you notice that? Or is it, like, okay, for instance, is it really just Toronto? Or being from Montreal, is it the same thing there? So
no, it's not.
So it's not Canada, it's Toronto?
Some here, but here what I want to know. Me never really feel that. You know what? I think the first time I really performed in Toronto is actually, you know, and I'm gonna tell you that it was Mali Bless that invited me to his video launch, and it was about what year was it, Mali?
It was 2016.
So I came to Toronto 2014, so it was like a year and a half after me reaching. We were Suncofa and I performed the song Jinkin' Friend, and we get about 6 forward. So for me, and I think it was my first performance, if I recall correctly, I think it was my first like performance in Toronto. So I could have never said that Toronto is a screwface capital. To me, it's the forward capital. See? I have to say that. So I think maybe some people say that because they're not good artists. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to put it like this, but I never felt it that way. And I think for me, I have good content, and you know to deal with the people in the crowd on the stage, then there's no reason why it's a screwface capital. If you know to manage your audience, there's no reason nobody should feel it that way. I think so.
And you're right, because that particular show, I remember even when I was promoting the show, when I was giving out the flyers for that show, you know, like, everybody just looks and they're looking for familiarity. They want to know each and every artist that's on the bill. You understand? So automatically they have this idea in their mind, like, oh, well, I don't know who this artist is. You know what I mean?
And you know, it's because they're looking for comfort. They want to see, oh, I'm comfortable with seeing that artist. I see it all the time. But as a person that come to a stage show, don't you want to see something new?
Exactly.
And get new flavor? Exactly. Just like new food. You try new food and new flavor, new spice.
Right.
Nice.
And you see, with me, I just kind of found it funny. I didn't tell them much about you. Even when questions were asked, I was just like,
what was the question?
No, they just want to know, how this artist, am I a good artist, like certain things like that, and just curious questions that you know, the answer to that would be, come to the show.
That's it.
Come to the show.
Why even bother ask that question then?
That's what I'm saying.
Just
like,
come to the damn show,
they
man.
they just want to know. They want to know that they know everybody that's on there. Like, oh yeah, man, this one a good artist, and this one a good artist, and yeah, man, I know this one. Yeah, man, I used to live next door to this one. Like, no, it's not about that. If we're gonna evolve, you know, if we're gonna grow, that means Neto's supposed to be able to come here, and nobody don't have to know him to know, say, yo, This is a good artist.
And you just pointed out a big problem in Toronto by saying that.
It's the truth, though. It's the truth. You know.
Cause we have to look at problems if we want to find solution. You know, and it's okay. And it's okay to do that. Well, we have to look at the people mindset and work towards that and find solution and how can that change so we can, like Julian was saying, so we can become more established international artists. We need the support from our people first.
Yes.
And that's simple.
Exactly. And touching on that, since we're there, I'm going to say that since doing the Starliners show and giving out our email to all the different artists and having them send in their music, it opened my eyes to what's really going on out there as artists. Like some of the reasons why certain artists, you know, are not really further than where they should be, and maybe they're not getting the results that they're looking for when they're sending out their music. A lot of it has to do with what you're sending out and how you're sending it, right? One thing I will tell you, Neto, I don't want to take away from anybody else, but what I will say is there, like, as far as the artists that send the music into Starliners, you're up here with just the package. Everything is lined up properly, like to the point where me as an artist, when I look at your stuff, I'm like, no, Tonya P, you have to do better than that. You understand? You have to do better than that, because when I see your stuff, and that means it's just one of those things where it's not a matter of Neto knows how to do this and Neto knows how to do that, and that's why Neto's stuff look like this. It's a matter of, even if Neto doesn't know how to do this, Neto knows that his stuff needs to be like this. So if he can't do it himself, he's going to outsource and make sure that the thing looks good. You understand? And that's what a lot of us need to get. We're not all computer savvy. I'm not into all of that, to be honest with you, but one thing I can tell you, you see, when I say I want my stuff done, whatever it is, I'm gonna learn, and if I can't learn, I'm gonna find out who can help me, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna give something that's not my best just because I didn't know how to do it myself. You understand? So I admire you, Neto, as an artist, where I know that once you say you're sending something, I know, say it's pretty, it's packaged. I'm getting WAV files, MP3 files, you might get instrumental, I'm getting bio, I'm getting photos, I'm getting promo photos, I'm getting everything. Am I lying?
Yeah, I get it.
It's the truth. You right now, he's blushing. he's blushing, but he knows. Proper.
That's something where all the way as artists.
Yep.
More time when the artists that said with the people that call them original YouTube link, they must send
Yeah. No, it's not a joke. Real talk. You know.
No label,
yeah.
Like, you know, there's not. So we just have to do better.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be free to send music to DJ. Nah, like here, we have to start sending music to the DJ.
Yeah.
I know people send the wrong file, the
No.
wrong this,
But you gotta send the proper stuff, because I'll tell you that in the beginning, because there's certain artists that I check for, and when they send certain things, you know what I was doing? I was renaming and resending and saying, the next time you send a DJ your music, send them this one. Rename it, you understand? So it has the name of the track, has the name of the artist, and this kind of thing. Like, at the end of the day, anybody that you're sending your music to, once they see that package, they're already like interested. Not to mention if your music actually sound good on top of that. You understand?
I think every artist should learn about the music business and how to market their music. It's one thing to have good content, good music, but it's another thing to market your music, and that's a dimension that every artist should learn. It's not fun to do.
It's not.
It's not fun to do, but you have to do it if you want to be out there, and that's the reality.
And you know what? And I will be completely honest with you. The same conversation that we're having, I've had radio disc jockeys 10 plus years ago having that conversation with me. And at the time, as an artist, I didn't even understand. Them times we were in the business of writing the song and the name of the song on the CD with the Sharpie. I did it. I did it for a long time.
Oh yeah, we all did.
You know what I'm saying? And
so it goes.
but you learn, like, you can't be doing this for so many years and you're not evolving.
Listen, like somebody like you, somebody like me, we've been doing music for over like almost like 20 years.
Yes.
If we're gonna still do it the same way we did it 15 years ago or 17 years ago, it can't work.
Then something is wrong.
Yeah,
and then we have the nerve to be cussing people about they don't support us and they're hating on us and them bad mind and them not playing my tune. And you understand, I always say, like, one thing about me, like, I'm not saying that there's not people out there that are not purposely not giving the support, because we know that there is, right? But what I will say is, you see, if you check all those boxes and you make sure that your thing is proper, after all of those boxes are checked, then you can talk. That's when I won't mind having the conversation about, yo, you know, so this person, them not rate me, or them not want to play. You understand?
If you have a good song and you package it nice and you market it nice and you send it to the right people and those people don't play it, then you can say them bad mind you.
But you gotta.
I agree with that.
Like me personally, because I get headaches listening to those conversations. I don't like to be in those convos where we're just gonna talk about this particular DJ. Where we're just not play the music and whatever, because I'm the kind of person where I'm just like, you know what? If you don't want to play my music, that's fine. There's other people that will. I'm not going to waste my time pushing, and talking and holding this conversation over and over with anybody that will listen about this particular person. That's a waste of time when I can be putting my energy into my music and getting to the right people.
That's it.
Right? So I don't have time for that. And it goes for the shows and the promoters too. At the end of the day, yes, of course, every artist, we're doing music. Yes, we want to be on shows. But so many years ago, I got to the point where I realized that, sometimes it's just good to do your own thing. So I realized this a long time ago. So I pick up my birthday bash and I said, you know what? Even if it's the one show that I do for the year, I'm going to make sure that I get my opportunity to perform. You understand? And it's going to be under my terms. So nobody's not smalling me up and making me feel like I'm not good enough or anything like that. I'm going to do it on my terms. And I think a lot more people need to start picking up that attitude where it's just like, stop cuss the promoter them that are not booking you. Work with the ones that work with you. Just work with who works with you, and who's not working with you, allow them.
And one day they're gonna work.
Create your own thing. And when they see that, because trust me, they will. Mm-hmm. Even when they pretend they don't, they do. Oh yeah. Right? Just like they hear the music too, right? So they will see it. All you got to do is just make sure that you do your best. 100%. You don't want to do something that's like mediocre for them to say, yeah man, that's why I can't put them on my show. You have to do something where they're like,
you want to prove them wrong,
right?
Yes, I.
You just gotta put your money sometimes where your mouth is. If you believe in yourself that much, then you have to also invest in yourself. You want people to invest in you, and invest in yourself. How does that work?
100,000%.
Right? It doesn't. Oh, and everybody, if you could, I'm sure you guys have been doing it throughout the live anyway, but share the love, share the live, Neto's about to come on and he's going to do his thing, and I've been waiting for this. Trust me, last night, not even sleep. I don't know how I'm so like interactive right now. Let's just call it that, because honestly, I stayed up. I thought of so many things that I just wanted to talk to Neto about, where it's like I couldn't even sleep. I was so excited. So, yeah, man. We're gonna get into Neto's performance, and I want to say thank you everybody that's been involved. And I can't really see what's going on in the live, but I know that you guys have been interacting on the live, and I really just appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving. Mediocre for them to say, yeah man, that's why I can't put them on my show. You have to do something where they're like,
you want to prove them wrong,
right?
Yes, I.
You just gotta put your money sometimes where your mouth is. If you believe in yourself that much, then you have to also invest in yourself. You want people to invest in you, and you know what? Invest in yourself. How does that work?
100,000%.
Right? It doesn't work. It really doesn't. So
Real talk.
I feel like I'm preaching tonight.
Do your thing, Tonya. You know?
Listen, sometimes, you know, it's a conversation, it's a reasoning, and sometimes you don't even know where it's gonna lead you. But at the end of the day, one thing is for certain: I'm gonna talk the truth.
That's
You
all there is
understand?
to do.
At least my truth. I'm gonna talk my truth, right?
Well,
Which is really our truth.
It's our truth.
banging.
So, you know what I want to also ask you about? How did fatherhood change your lyrics, your lyric writing, your songwriting, or
Well-
did it at all?
Well, there is some artists where them become fathers or they become mothers, and they change their writing approach. So they're gonna start, you know, let's say they do some slackness before them gonna start. Okay, be more mindful.
Yeah.
So you want to do like table lyrics where everybody can listen at the table, you know, the whole family from the grandmother to the picnic, and really. But I never really been into slackness from before. From I'm 15 years old, you know. I'm into Rastafari from about 15 years old, and that's about the same time I start DJing. So me never really, my lyrics them always did conscious and mindful of that. Even though as a time I never have children at that time, I always have that approach towards lyrics and make sure that from the babies and, you know, the babes and to the grandparents, them can listen to it and no problem, you know.
Yeah.
There's no, you know, cussing and things like that. Well, sometimes, you know,
Dancehall songs. It's dancehall, but it's dancehall that I don't have to feel like. Cause me, I'm a person where I don't know if it's something where because I'm just getting older, or because I'm a mother, it's just certain stuff I don't want to hear. You understand? And there's just certain things in songs that I just don't want to hear. And when I listen to your music, I love the fact that you can still give me that same sound, that same vibe, right? Because I've always been a lover of dancehall, but I don't have to worry about what's coming next. I can play it, and my kids are around.
even if we have a more like slackness topic, but we are gonna bring it in a way where it's like a metaphor.
Yeah,
We're not gonna say the words
Exactly.
then. We're gonna say different.
exactly.
You know, so
yes,
it's just a matter of being creative that way.
I love that.
Yeah, straight.
And there's other artists like that, but there's not a whole lot of artists like that, because I find that once they say dancehall, everybody just thinks that that's what dancehall means.
Well, there's so much conscious dancehall, you know. There's so much. So
Yeah,
much.
so it doesn't necessarily have to be like that.
No,
you know?
no.
So
Not at all.
I love that. I'll say one of the things that you talked to me about a lot that inspired me, which you probably don't even know, is you used to tell me all the time, like you would compliment my music, and then you would say, when are you gonna do a video? You don't have a video for that? You're not gonna do a video?
Oh, I said that to you?
Yes. You would-
Okay.
and I would be like, yeah, eventually I'm working on it, or yeah, I know you're right, I should do one. I don't know why, but for so many years, I just never really cared to do videos. Even now that
But you did this year though.
well, that's the thing. Yes, and now that I'm doing it, I think it's become a little bit easier. I think it was more a mind thing, and I don't know. I think that it's just been stages. Like even when I was starting to sing, I never wanted to. Like I just wanted to sing. I didn't want to perform, right? And then finally, I got into performing. I'm like, okay, I got that. Then it was like releasing the music. You know what I mean? It's just stages. I find that I think that I was at, but I really admire the fact that you think that the visuals, like you recognize how important the visuals are, and you're always doing something. I love the fact that you put out all these videos so that, you know, it actually draws more attention to the music. It gives the music life when you put the visuals to it.
Yeah, and as I always say, we in a visual era, and you know, before we used to be in a auditive era where
Yes.
people listen to radio and things, and then television came and more. No, computer and now all the youth them have phone and laptop and iPad and Riri. And no attention span of people is very low, and so you have to put everything through visual, or else people not really gonna pick up a song and things like that, you know, unless they read on the radio and say it's good. So it's important. But to your point, bro, the chain. And like to your point, doing video it as an artist, if you don't have like, if you're not with a big record label and you have a big team of 10 people and designer and people do your clothing and this and that, it's exhausting because it take a lot of work. So you have to prepare the clothes and prepare the set, the people and the frame, and you have to. I direct all my video, you know. So for me, it's a lot of energy. So after you do a video, you're tired. It's tiring, you know. It's a lot of energy to put on, a lot of work. And that's why I guess not a lot of people doing it, but it's essential and we need to do it. It's just a lot of work. And if you're not signed with a big record label, it's going to be very hard to do that. When you with a big record label, I experienced that before, and it's everything goes smooth in the video, and there's a team of 15 people there taking care of you, and they have everything started out. You just have to show up, and that's it, and look good. But when you do everything yourself, when you are an independent artist, and you have your own label and things like that, just like we are, it takes more energy and time.
I was just gonna touch
And now
on
for
that
our
too.
feature presentation.
Being an independent artist and recognizing the need to create your own label.
Yeah.
What about that? Like, what made you decide that you were gonna create your own label?
Well, because it's actually Sizzla that motivated me to do that, because it was like, yo, Neto, you have to create companies and corporate companies, and you have to think business. But aside from that, because before I was signed with a major label, like a label from Quebec that is a subdivision of Universal Music Group Canada, and it went kind of south with the label.
Yeah.
It never went good. Me and them, cause me tear up them contract and tell them go suck your mother, you know. And no, but seriously though, all joke aside, so my experience was not a positive experience with the label, so I say, all right, from what I learned from that experience, and me start learning more about the music business, and also Nipsey Hussle always, before it became mainstream, as someone I was always looking, because he was an independent artist and created his own label and etc. And those are people that motivated me to do that. But we don't need really a major label anymore. No 360 deals. Those things are way in the past. That is history right now. We don't need that. We can do everything ourselves, and we have everything now. There's no need for, because the label were there for distribution, physical distribution, right? That was the main aim of a label, so they can distribute your physical copies. But no, there's none of that now.
Yeah.
So it takes another dimension, and we don't really need that. So we cut the middleman, which is the label.
Exactly.
And
it's just like I find that I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but a lot of times people have like spoken to me as an artist, and when they start asking you stuff like so are you signed to a label and this and that and whatever, like that's how they kind of define you as far as like what type of artist you are, whether you're signed to some major label or something like that. Or I find that there's been a lot of people throughout the years that I've known, they've always been quick to run and sign these contracts with some of these labels that I'm saying
quick.
It doesn't make any
quick to do it, man.
Just to sign, like you have to know what you're signing, and it's not always good to sign. Sometimes you're signing and you don't even know. It's like a deal with the devil. Like that signing is gonna park you for a good minute, where you can't have no control of anything that you want to do as far as.
I did that myself. I signed with a label, take advance money, and that was like nothing. It was
let me tell you something.
It was maybe 10 grand, and I took it because at the time my baby mother, at the time my other baby mother, she was pregnant and things, and I was like, I need the money, and I was trying to hustle, and I did it. And because I was young, they even read the contract.
But Neto,
I signed the paper.
10 grand is sometimes 10 grand more than what the other artists signed for, okay? Because these guys are signing for nothing, just to say
They're on the
Yeah,
label.
I'm signed. I'm signed. And then certain other people that know what it's all about are looking at them like them not no sense because they don't even know what they've signed. They don't even know what they've done to
They
themselves.
don't have no sense, not even a dollar.
Not even a dollar, right?
Yeah, we have one more question. We have one more question from the people in Pony Live. Yeah. How does Rastafari guide your writing?
Oh, well, simply we were talking about it earlier, and so Rastafari is an inspiration, and really it kind of is a way of life. So basically, your way of life gonna inspire your writing because reggae music, you talk about social condition, social commentary, conscious and things like that. So it's you talk about your way of life, and Rastafari is a way of life. So simple, I will say, yeah, Rastafari. From your way of life, you can express that through music because music is life.
Nice. Good answer. Good answer.
But good question too.
Right? I know that you've done quite a bit of collaborations, right? You
Couple of
mentioned,
them.
yeah, you've mentioned Sizzla. I know that one of your latest songs is with Turbulence and Wayne J, right?
Yeah.
That's so cold, right?
Correct.
What would be a dream collab?
Dream color.
Dream collab, like somebody that you haven't collabed with, maybe even somebody that's not even here anymore. But if you could, that would be like one of your dream collabs as an artist to collaborate with this particular individual. Who would it be?
Lord, let me think about it. Can I park the question for a second and go to the next question and I go forward to it?
It's that serious?
It's not that serious. Think about it.
It doesn't necessarily have to be one. Like for instance, myself, I would say Marcy Griffiths,
Okay.
even even Bob Marley. Who wouldn't want to sing a song with Bob Marley? I don't know. For you, I know because you do collabs, so it's more technical for you. I don't have no international collabs like that.
Let me think. We don't even know.
Go back to it.
He's getting
Yeah, we
he's,
can
he's,
forward
get, he's
to it.
getting too technical with it.
Yeah.
Because now he's like, yo,
I
that's
don't
a
want to
big,
just drop a name for drop a name. We want to be meaningful.
it has to be meaningful. Okay, I love that. So if it wasn't music, right? If you didn't get into music, what else could we see you doing? Like what else is it that you're really, really passionate about?
Well, before I do music, I was playing basketball, and before I kind of went into the street side, I was doing basketball until I got kicked out of the team. Rebellious child, but yeah, well, maybe basketball. If I've never really went into the street life and things like that, well, maybe not the street life, but more into like different lifestyles. I would say probably basketball because I was doing that before, like in my teenage.
Okay.
Maybe,
So,
I don't
so you
know.
have a passion for
I had at
basketball.
the time. Yeah, I was good at it.
Okay, because I see you're into a lot of different things. Like I even see you always promoting different books and stuff that
Yeah, man.
you're interested in. And like I said about the farming and stuff. And
Yeah.
I think
You know what?
don't
Farming.
You
I
even,
will do farming.
You would do farming?
Farming. Baggage. Farming,
Okay.
Yeah, self-sufficient. I want to be self-sufficient. I don't want to depend on Babylon.
Okay. So I know that. Well, I know this. I don't know if everybody else knows this, but I know you're somebody that has a lot of music. Like you're. I don't
Yeah,
know.
a little bit.
No, you got music.
Wally for
One
music.
thing I can say during the pandemic, like you didn't ramp to just release songs, And I remember we even spoke about that a couple times because I was like, so where are you going with this? It's just gonna be single after single after single. Like, is there an EP or an album in the works or?
So here's the thing. I'm an album person. I always been an album person. Like I have about 4 albums and or 3 albums and one mixtape, pure tape.
Yeah.
And I think real artists release album because it's a body of work, and if as an artist everybody can release single, but to release an album takes really more work. You know it.
Tell
you release
me
an album
about
recently.
it.
Real talk.
But I
It
just
was
said
the hardest thing I think that I've ever done as an
You
artist.
see that? But you see, you accomplish yourself with that,
Yes.
and you develop yourself with that. But no, the thing is, I regrouped with my team, and then we said, all right, so Neto, you know, really release no single. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. And it's true. And then I decided to take another approach, release single. Because people were telling me, oh, album, and you know, people don't really listen to album anymore that much. It's more of a single era because with all those TV and those commercial and the thing, people attention span is so low nowadays. I'm telling you, people attention span is very low. They're not gonna listen to a whole album anymore. We
So I
probably
find
do
it's
it.
the hardest thing. Like I would say, like as my first album, releasing my first album, the hardest thing was just trying to figure out, which I'm still doing, is how to promote this album
Yeah.
because there's like so many
songs.
tracks.
Yep.
And
I'm
they're good,
so-
and they're all good and things. So it's
I'm
like,
so
how you
accustomed
promote
to
that?
one by one, just
Yeah.
single. I've run my whole
And none
entire
wrong with
career
that. And
like
none wrong with that.
right?
None wrong with that. So I wanted to do that approach to really create a momentum. Release one single a month, or every month and a half during
Kind
the
of
pandemic.
tune, okay, people? Him have tune. Don't make Neto fool you. You're that one tune a month.
Yard settings.
Yeah, man. So
He could go bi-weekly if he wanted to.
we have a whole heap of music, you know.
Whole
And
heap.
we have way more music to release. So we try to create a momentum and create and develop a different following, create another supporter base with that, releasing like one single a month. And it really did a great job doing it. So it was a good marketing strategy, and my team had the great idea to do it, and we did it, and it worked. And so now what we can do is take those single and put it in an album, and
Yeah.
you know, have some of them unreleased on it, but most of them, yeah, we're gonna put album with it and things like that.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Because I know the pure tape, I had that. I think I wore it out in my car. Like
Yeah,
that
I
CD.
remember you told me that.
Yes.
And the pure tape, that's why that was the whole thing of a pure tape, because I did so many songs. The pure tape had released what year, 2017 or 2018, and there's about 26 songs on that, and those were 26 songs that was in the studio that I never released from 7 years prior to 2018. That I released from 2012 going to 2017. So we decided to put the pure tape because I had so many songs, and that's a way to do it. No, take a different approach with singles, but no, you know, the pure tape was to do that. Basically, take all the songs whenever released and put them in a one project. But
Okay.
I like the concept of it. I think it worked. I'm someone who would like to listen to mixtape and album personally, so for me it did the work, you know.
Well, I really enjoyed that project.
Give thanks.
Yes, I think the song that stood out to me the most. I think it was 7 Time Rise.
Yeah, you remember you told me
Yes,
that? Yeah.
that was the one. I don't know. I think with everything that you listen to, when it comes to like albums, there's always something that really just stands out. And that one just, maybe it was something I was going through at the
Six
time.
time fall, seven time rise.
Yes, yes.
Oh, nothing from this high.
Exactly. And it's just, everything just have a vibe. Like you have a vibe to you, you know what I mean? And what I like about you is just the fact that you might be doing a genre that a lot of other people are doing, but you really stand out in how
Give
you do
thanks.
it,
Give thanks.
right? And it really does take a special type of artist to stand out like that. And it also takes a special type of artist to draw in even somebody like myself, where that might not be my particular first choice of music, but I can listen to it from top to bottom. You know what I mean? There's something to be said about that, because that means that's just good music. That means even if it was my mother listening to it, you know, it would be the same
Love it, yeah.
same response, because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to necessarily be your genre of choice. Good music is just good music.
Music is music, and I don't like when people ask me what kind of music you do, and I don't like to say reggae music because it's putting music in a box, and you can't put music in a box. Music is energy, and you can't put energy somewhere. Energy is free, and it can be reggae, but it can have an influence of soul or R&B or hip hop, and you know, you can't really say reggae music. Oh, I'm a reggae artist. I don't never say I'm a reggae artist. I'm an artist. I do music.
And you just do what you're inspired to
Inspire.
do.
If it's soul today, and if it's R&B tomorrow, and if it's this today, you know, it's. And in 1 year is that. If it's country music, it's country music. I like country music. I'm not busy. Zibi.
Okay. Well, you know what, Neto? It's really been a pleasure. You owe me an answer. I'm gonna let you off the hook.
Oh yeah, the answer.
I'm gonna let you off the
Hold
hook.
on. We have one more question, and then probably we can get back
all
to
right,
this.
we have to know who asked the question.
All right, we can see who asked the question that time. Oh, Daddy Julian again.
Julian, hey Julian, you have to forward in our studio, man.
Yeah, but he will come through.
Yeah.
All right, him said, today's political landscape, right, is full of much deception. How does consciousness elevate us from here? Him say, today's political landscape is full of much deception. How does consciousness elevate us from here?
Julian, I hit with the question. Hey, Julian, come like you have to forward and we have to talk about it, man.
Yeah.
So, all right, political landscape.
Yeah. It's full of deception.
Hey,
How does
this is a long
consciousness elevate us
conversation.
from here?
I don't know if you're ready for that. Well, I can say that no. Political landscape. I'm in IG jail, so I'm able to. I'm banging. I'm able to do live, but it come like me still in the IG jail because I post something about COVID, and they banned me from IG. So right now people can tag me and mention me. Just today I found out I was able to do live again, but yesterday I couldn't do live and things like that. So yeah, that's the political landscape right now where, you know, I never seen something like this, and we in a totalitarian and tyrannic political landscape, and it is extremely dangerous where we're going with that. You know, I see what they are doing in Quebec and things like that, and that's opening the door, not even the door, it's opening the gate for very dangerous things. And I'm very afraid of what can come with all this foolishness, but that's a long discussion we can have, but it's terrible right now. And consciousness, how can consciousness elevate you out of that is that you know your moral, you know where you stand. So when you know where you stand your ground, and you grounded with what you believe in, you know.
Even if it sends you to IG jail.
Even if it sends you to IG jail, we stand for what we believe in, and we don't give a damn. And them can censor we like Sizzla, me not apologize. You see me? I go curse right now. You know. Hey,
Daddy Julian, you see what you do?
Julian.
You do if you push the button, you know.
Julian.
But hold on. We have one more question.
Go on. Easy.
Julian's blocked.
Big up yourself, Mike. Listen, big up yourself, Mike Barrett. Seen? Mike Barrett asked.
Big up Mike Barrett.
Yeah. Seen? Him say, I would like to know how you feel and deal with the pressures of reggae artists in the reggae music business. That's a serious one.
I will need some development on that. What kind of pressure, Mike? If you can be fast on the typing, come in.
Yeah, I think he's more talking about how artists deal with you, right?
Are you talking about just the non-support from our
Yeah,
peers?
just the non-support from our peers. You know what I mean? How hard you have to work for try to prove yourself as an artist. Maybe I'm wrong, but Mike, if you can explain a little bit more.
Just because we want to answer the right way, right? We want to answer the right way. So, yeah, no.
Big up Clayton C. Empress Minot, big up yourself. Tyron, big up yourself. Whitey Dan, big up yourself. Lolita, big up yourself. Yeah, Zion on my mind, big up yourself. Lauren, big up yourself.
Big up.
YV, Combs, big up yourself. Yeah. Ozamar, big up yourself. Diamond Plugs, Cassie, big up yourself. Norma, Norma Jean, big up yourself.
Yo, lovely people, it's beautiful to see
Hidden Talents,
everybody
big up.
on the live. Lovely people.
Mortgage, big up yourself. Original Plugs, big up yourself. Garden, yeah. The Ness Marley, Fidel, big up yourself. Rashid, Virgo, yeah, Tracy, everybody, big up on yourself.
So,
yeah.
I don't know if Mike developed on the question there, but
I mean,
right.
okay, he did. He says, I mean, because you are a mix, which is white artists singing the best music on the planet. What? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just wanna put something out there. Mike is also of the fairer complexion.
The white, the Mike White.
And he's an
But in black, in white, in black.
Hold on. And he's a reggae artist.
Yes.
That too.
Yeah,
that's
Mike,
yeah.
Yeah, man, big up Mike.
He
So we
wants
go back to
know,
the question again.
if
So now you understand it. Him say, I'd like to know how you feel and deal with the pressure of a white reggae artist in the reggae music business. Right there.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Me not even watch color, you know. Much less me watch blood. So first thing first, color don't even. What you call the people when I see color? Colorblind. It come like
Colorblind.
It come like me colorblind. Yeah?
Bliss firecracker.
Colorblind. Yeah. Colorblind. Me colorblind. But
love it.
like all joke aside though, seriousness. It's not about color. Music is music. How can you put music in a color category? It's more. It's a divisive approach, and I see people that do it all right, but we not deal with them and they not deal with me. Support me, and that's it. You know.
Yes, sir.
Give love to who give love to you, and is a reciprocity thing. Yes, naturally. So, but yeah, truly, when I really, I personally, I don't watch color when I look at people art in life, not even music wise, but in life. And there's some wicked black people, there's some wicked white people, there's some wicked, yellow, who had the song there? Brigadier Jerry. Cause every man in mommy bridging still. Cause every man in mommy bridging still. They call a purple and yellow and a purple or white. Brigadier Jerry sing that song there, right?
Yeah.
So at that now go say no. Every man in my bridging still. Yeah, and we look at the art and music. I don't care where you're from. You could sing reggae music and live in Alaska, and if from you have good music, I'm gonna listen to you. There's some reggae artists. Gentleman. I think first time when I listen to Gentleman, I never know him did from Germany. I never know.
Me never even know him did.
First time I hear Alborosi, I never know him was from Sicily, Italy.
Real talk.
Italian. Me never know that, and then after me find out, me say, oh, okay. So you see that doesn't mean nothing. Really.
But look, Bob half white too. Bob is practically white. So what they must say? You know?
What they must say about that? You know,
You know
you
what I
can't.
mean?
This you can't look at
in a
that.
nutshell, a bad artist is a bad
A bad artist. A good.
Yeah.
Well, with dash we're
Yeah.
bad. So we are gonna say a good artist.
Yeah, you know. So
But when you're good, you're bad, you know?
yeah. For real though.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's just what it is. You know, and that's all we watch, really and truly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
And real talk, me I gonna say that other people. Respect for they are well a vibe because yo,
It's a pleasure, man.
Them conversation are different. Cause enough people do interviews and all these things, and but when we are reason, we just a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, respect for they are tuning we are and well a vibe and yeah, but I met the first lady do her thing and so what she have to say cause we know say about that time.
Why thank you, Mally Bless. I appreciate that.
Yo, it's give thanks for having me, family, and you know, I want to say give thanks for playing reggae, Canadian reggae artists on the behalf of all Canadian reggae artists. What Uno doing and what Uno started in the pandemic, more time on Thursdays, you know, at night time, I can't log in because with my son and things like this, so I can't always depend on the live, but I'm going to tell you this, I support it 1010%. I support
Without further ado, I introduce Neto Yuth.
Yo. Starliners. Yeah, Molly, you ready? Like Freddy. Put it up again, you know, Molly. Hold on this. So we know so what going on well. We look at Jamaica right now and look at the crime rate. Yeah, a bad like pirate. And look at Toronto right now. How many gonna boss? Say too much turf war. Yeah, drop it. Volume. Put it up again. Yeah. Why ain't putting us nowhere? Why ain't getting us nowhere? Turf war ain't getting us nowhere. Jail in prison no go. Hey, me say me tell you no already say no kill no one and then that true street.
Street eye. Hella clap a road and the people in a them house, them can't sleep right. Sleep right. So if you live in another lane, yeah, and go in another lane, there are street fight. Street fight. So when you are in a the ghetto Babylon up on the hill, I live a sweet life. Sweet life. Cause Warren getting us nowhere. Warren putting us nowhere. Turf Warren getting us nowhere. Jail and prison no go there. I said jail and prison no go there. So me a beg a lick a piece, yeah man. Beg a lick a piece, yeah man. Got turf for in at the street I gone. And to one we have to cross Jordan. Beg a lick a piece, yeah man. And me a beg a lick a piece, yeah man. Cause turf for in at the street I gone. And to one we have to cross Jordan. Alright, yeah. Time ain't getting us nowhere. Turf warren putting us nowhere. Jail and prison. Shh. Next tune in the middle. Yeah. Hold on, argument. No, I'll give you an argument first. You know what I go on now? We talk about that in the interview. Yeah? But when we look at the lyrical content and the substance behind the music, and when you hear the DJ, when we talk DJ, we not talk about this jack, when we talk about DJ, we sing gen DJ. Them not teach me nothing, they not teach the youth nothing up here, gun songs and slackness and girl song, yeah? So bring back the substance, bring forward the substance, yeah? Drop it again normally. Yeah. Some DJ full of people once, but them can't full of people twice is not nice, I say, eh. Some DJ not teach them nothing, oh, hoy. And them attack a girls and machine, oh, hoy. Cause some DJ not teach them nothing, teach them nothing. None of them, put it up again. Yeah, we make it clear, loud and clear, yeah? Some DJ full of people once, but them can't full of people twice is not nice, I say, eh. Some DJ not teach them nothing, yeah. And them attack a girls and machine, yeah. Cause some DJ not teach them nothing, teach them nothing. Some of them are to wrap up in the wrong thing. Teach them nothing, teach them nothing. None of them are them DJ, not them not praise, no king, alright. Teach them nothing, teach them nothing. Some DJ them too caught up in the wrong thing. Teach them nothing, teach them nothing. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding we are bring. Hey, the rain a fall but the dirty tough. Artists I tell the youth fi bust it up. Profanity them come a cuss it up. And I teach them nothing at all. Them a talk about them a like this with gun songs and slackness. A booba boofy ground crease. Anything me long like mopstick. Machete and them chopstick. Gonna run like Sunday Baptist. Here come them up and them not gonna face. Cause some DJ them teach them nothing. Again, Mali. Yo.
Pull up that Neto Yuth. You're not playing. He's not about the fire, you know. And he's starting from the first, second tune. He's not hitching.
Cause some DJ not teach them nothing. Teach them nothing. None of them ain't not the wrong thing. Teach them nothing. Teach them nothing. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Me a bring alright. Teach them nothing. Teach them nothing. Some of them are caught up but they're not the wrong thing. Teach them nothing. Teach them nothing. Argument. Here, listen. Hey. Boom. The rain a fall but the dirty tough. Artists I tell the youth fi bust it up. Profanity them come a cuss it up. And I teach them nothing at all. Boom. Them a talk about them a like this with gun songs and slackness. A move a boofy Glock Chris. Anything me long like mapstick. Machete and them chopstick. And people like John the Baptist. Here come them a fire them not go knock face. Cause some DJ na shh. That shit wait. Oi. Yo, we have drop some more? We have drop some more or what? Mali, what you say?
More.
Galang, then, eh, galang. Ooh. Yard, foreign. See the
It's getting hot here. It's getting hot in here.
Starliners. Galang gang di dang dang, galang gang, galang gang, galang galang, galang galang ding, Starliners, the real kingpin, yeah. Alright, yeah, Yada yard, foreign. Tidon Brooklyn. Come make we do some juggling. Starliners, them are the real kingpin, yeah. The plain land, yes, the plain land. Come off of the plane with a bag in a hand. Pass immigration, me a fi answer question. Me say thank you officer, me make sure me na ban. Down a airport, me a link Shelly and she a come pick me up in a one quiz black van. Give her the bag that a Louis name brand. So make me sit the Danya me and make some couple grand. Herb seller, tell them only bless a real herb seller. Starliners a real herb seller, Yard, foreign. Next song, brother. This dash. You know what? A song when we are go play one of my favorite songs. Call. It name drinking friend. Cause we don't want no craving here friend. We don't want no white rum friend. And we don't want no ganja friend. Here no party friend. You want some friend where you depend on and we can call anytime and them can forward them. You know? Give your honor. Friendship is important, you know? Jump it, you know. Me say family, me not say friend, cause too much type of friend, me have to give them a name, yeah. I have the ganja friend, money friend, drinking friend, party friend, all kind of friend, yeah. Hey, but me no want none of them, me no mix up, no blend, them no follow you, them follow the trend, yeah. Them not the boat in at the end, so me family, me a defend me. I have some drinking friend, I have some ganja friend, money friend, all kind of friend, yeah. But the real friend of them when they are in at the end, not just when money I spend, yeah. I have some flatting friend, I have some party friend, but me not just none of them. Them not loyal, them just a pretend, that's why me not mingle, not blend, yeah. Drink tea with me friend. Boil some roots, bush tea with me friend. No bad mind, no animosity with me friend. Talk up me mind because me free with me friend. No need no alcohol in a me vein with me friend. Play chess take we hell cause we care with me friend, yeah. No we not need no party friend, cause they will be sleeping when the party end, yeah. I have some drinking friend, I have some ganja friend, money friend, all kind of friend, yeah. But the real friend of them when they are in at the end, not just when money I spend, yeah. I have some flossing friend, I have some party friend, but we not just none of them. Them not loyal, them just a pretend, so that's why it's telling us we are the dash. Yeah. Listen, we are go deal with it. Juggling style, yeah? Hold on. Juggling style. We not give them the whole song, cause here we go now. When the stage show come, people them come to the stage show and pay the money and support the artists them, yeah? So we give them like a sample. Yeah, Mali, so all that song. Starliners, give me the argument, yeah? Rasta are the leader and the youth them fi know. We cultivate the silent, we eat where we grow. We empress a grow, we use them a grow. Rasta are the knowledge when the world want fi know. Travel down the east cause that's how the king dwell. Go above will me yellow prince him a new belt. 12 tribes of Israel tell me all is well. So make me burn a fire, yes me burn Jezebel. Cause it's so long, yeah. They are in a room for so long. Rasta are the leader and the youth them fi know. We cultivate the silent, we eat where we grow. We use them a grow, we empress a glow. Rasta are the knowledge when the world want fi know. Travel down the east cause that's how the king dwell. Go above will me yellow prince and new bell. 12 tribes of Israel tell me all is well. So make me burn a fire, yes me burn Jezebel. Cause it's so long, yeah. And they are in a room for so long. Things say we weak but we so strong. Rasta we keep on treading on. So long. They are in a room for so long. Things say we weak but we so strong. Rasta we keep on treading on. The Rastafari never cease. Nah cool, nah quench. So Starliners are play song will make sense. Woy yo, woy yo, 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 yo. The Rastafari never cease. Nah cool, nah quench. Mali bless a play song will make sense. Alright, hey. Go a scratch back me at the bingy man a speak. Love for you them chantal when the bingy drum a beat. From the corner me at the beat and me a tear right down to me feet. Cause Rastafari love that I feel something for we see. And me children, don't make them get it to your head. Remember Bob Marley at the Hall of Fame. Marcus Mosiah never die in vain. So make me burn a fire and tell us see I name. Cause it's so long. So long, yeah, they are in a room for so long. Think say we weak, but we so strong. That's how we keep on trotting on. Yeah, all on there. All on there. We want to big up all the fathers, them. See, in a reggae music, no, we have whole heap of mother song, yeah? We love our mother. But we want to recognize the father then. Yeah? So that one they call real father. I'm only blessed. We are real father, so big up yourself. See? You want to drop it? Go on, brother. Big up all the real father them who don't know. Can recognize. Very important, yeah? Big up all the real father them for the IG live, yeah? Starliners. We never born with no gold spoon, but every day daddy make sure me cash cool. Say when me in at the classroom, listen to the teacher, me na farm food. Hey, and daddy give me my lunch money. When school over, daddy come for me. Him say no follow bad company, don't make no guns, rise no gun, give me real father, whenever run when the time get harder. You show enough respect to me mother, and I take care of the sisters and brother, cause you are real father. Please. Real father, Mali bless him a real father, cause you know say him take care of Tonya. Yo, Starliners, bargain.
You get that dub,
You mean, man?
what?
Yo, Mali, a real father, and you know, I love you for
So
that.
are you, Neto. So are you.
Yeah. Big up all the real father, them. Yeah. Argument. Hey, me never born with no gold spoon, but every day daddy make sure me go to school. Say when me in at the classroom, listen to the teacher, me na farm fool. Hey, and daddy give me my lunch money. When school over, daddy come for me. Them say no follow bad company, don't make no guns, wise no gun, give me real father, whenever run when the times get harder. You show enough respect to me mother, and I take care of me sisters and brother, cause you my real father. Whenever run when the times get harder. You should have respect to the mother. You can take care of the sisters and brother. Mali, you are the man. You make the family strong. You always teach me truth and right and school me when me wrong in a year when you have a plan, a foundation. How me will I do it with you in a Babylon? Me said by now I am a man. The journey just begun. The mic in a me and feel that me sing that song, yeah. So big up the real father. So big up to all father, real father. Whenever run when the times get harder. You show enough respect to me mother, and I take care of my sisters and brother, cause you are real brother, real father. Whenever run when the times get harder. You show enough respect to me mother. Hold on. We're going to dancehall segment down. So what you say? You drop dancehall song? Hey, I'm going to drop some when I release yet, you know. Yeah. Oh, that song. That song wonderful. Yeah? Dancehall style? Original dancehall? All right, drop it.
feature
Original.
presentation.
You know me non-10. Hold on. You ready for that? Hey, Mali, yeah, how come you sweat?
Molly at work.
Lord God. Hey, alright. Jump into no. You know me non-10. Starliners come back again. Scoobing, hey. Alright then. Neto Yuth have the whole place a rock. Me say lift it up, selector, you fi pull it from top. More time they done, sometime me there jam rocking. I'm in new clocks, boot and me diamond size. Girl I wave like sea and I give me contact. Won't wash me clothes, one playing on me locks. Give the young time, so no time to relax. Sometime me tell Babylon I said chop you. Neto Yuth come from Canada. Sagittarius and me born December. In me family and me yard the warrior. So me move to Jamaica for your own. Put it up again.
Pull up.
Lord class. Yo, dancehall style, original dancer. Me non-10. Starliners come back again. Oh, you hear me? Neto Yuth have the whole place a rock. Me say lift it up, selector, you fi pull it from top. More time did that, sometime me there jam rocking. I'm in new clocks, boot and me diamond size. Girl I wave like sea and I give me contact. Won't wash me clothes, won't play in me locks. Give the young time, so no time to relax. Long time me tell them Babylon I said chop you. Neto Yuth man born a Canada. Sagittarius and me born December. In a me family and me yard the warrior. So me move to Jamaica for your house area. And me know King Jammys and me know Jaro. And me know Exodus and me know Scorpio. When I see no garrison when Neto Yuth can go. I will look some can shed down to Moscow. So me give them couple style but them couldn't come pre. I'll be there for the dumb all the blind one see. Girl I broke out and I climb punchy. Some say me cheeky like bread and Nancy. Girl won't give me the work that I know vacancy. And come on me and no wear no panty. And 9 months later wait and see. And she a go to the boat pregnancy. Neto Yuth have the whole place a rock. Me say listen. You know me non-10. Hey, Fabijis. Hey, Starliners come back again.
Let me see some fire emoji.
Hey, Neto Yuth have the whole place a rock. Me say lift it up, select and you fi pull it from top. More time to that, sometime me there jam rocking on me new clocks, boot and me diamond size. Gala like sea and I give me contact. Won't wash me clothes, won't play in me locks. Give the young time, so no time to relax. No time me tell them Babylon I said chop, yeah. Neto Yuth come from Canada. Sagittarius and me born December. In me family and me yard the warrior. So me move to Jamaica for your house area. And me know King Jammys and me know Jaro. And me know Exodus and me know Scorpio. When I see no garrison when Neto Yuth can go. I will look some can shed down to Moscow. So me give them couple style but them couldn't compete. I'll be there for the dumb all the blind one see. Can I broke out and I climb punchy. Some say me cheeky like bread and Nancy. Girl won't give me the work that I know vacancy. And come on me yard no wear no panty. And 9 months later wait and see. And she a go tell me about pregnancy. Neto Yuth have the whole place a rock. Me say lift it up selector you fi pull it from top. More time did up sometime me there jump. And I'm in new clocks and me diamond. Girl I move like and I give me contact. Won't wash me clothes, won't play in a me locks. Give the young time, so no. Well, an argument number 2. Hey, pon the yang fast like lightning. Round the corner, them say it look frightening. Some say me white, some say me look like skin. Firehouse talk no sweet like icing. We bust it up, we no thump like Tyson. None of my shoes, them don't carry license. This a no sandal, this a real garrison. Them no to get to that's embarrassing. Starliners have the whole plate.
Jeez.
Bumbo clan. Oi.
I might have to adopt that word. Just for tonight. Bum.
Man, Neto Yuth, I want to hear my youth. Me think you did say you're sick, you have a little thing I go on around there. Oh, you're so bad, yo.
Yeah.
Oh, the youth, you're so bad. I want to go and talk to them again, Neto. Talk to
2022,
them.
I'll make some money. Argument, yeah. All right, then. Put it up again. That one your name, money song. Yeah? Prosperity. Progress. We build some house for your mother, yeah? Alright. Boom. Low. Yeah, go on, drop it. We want to start it the right way, yeah? Boom. Hey, we hustle hard for the green. Man, I follow man, me not follow my gene. Man, a real born money machine. And me, I tell you about green. I know something for steam. Me mean, boom. Benjamin Franklin, Canadian dollar, all couple with the queen. Me son Malachi, me buy a dozen games. Hey, so me a go buy for him. Come here, me a pre-land, lat pan lat, sand, gravel, black pan black. iPhone 10 youth, hop and happen. Me not stop hustle until we get my money. Happy yourself in my money. Me a go hard for my money. Starliners I make money.
I think this might be my tune. Real father, money, herbalist. Was it herb seller? So cold. That and the one before this one. But I really love this one. Like if I had some like even Monopoly money right now, I'm gonna fling it.
Any money.
Pull up.
Jump it. Yo. Where's the lad, yeah? Alright then. Boom. Manly bless. Starliners. Yeah? You jump it or what? Hey. Boom. We hustle hard for the greens. Me not follow man I follow my dreams. Man a real born money machine. And me I tell you about green. I know something for steam. Me mean. Boom. Benjamin Franklin, Canadian money, all couple with the queen. Me son Malachi, me buy a dozen again. And them same want a house, so me a go buy him. So me a pre-land, lat pan lat, sand, gravel, black pan black. iPhone 10, hop and happen. Me not stop hustle until me get my money. I fit defend my money. Me a go hard for my money. Try no ramp with my money. Me a go hard for me money. Me a defend it with my money. This is my blessed money. Try no ramp with my me a go tell again. Every now and then. Pull it up. Yo, what is it? We good? What is it? We good? I say we good. We good.
Neto.
Yo, it's a pleasure, yo.
Neto.
Pleasure.
I want to say enough manners and respect. Thank you so much.
I never see Mali bless sweat yet. I never see Mali boss a sweat yet.
I want to hear my youth. You know, see I work, man, I work. You think a chicken manager?
I work out and everything.
I'm recognizing a pattern here because when I was having my daughter, I remember one time I was looking at him. I'm like, well, how this one has sweat so?
In the hospital room, in the delivery room. Yeah.
Me, I do all the work. I'm Somalia.
For our feature presentation.
Just like that.
Yeah, man, real fine.
I was like, how?
Nah, man, we did have to grab and towel and all these things. It didn't work. We did that drench.
Yeah, man, a real father. So great.
I've seen it before, Neto. He's excited.
I love it.
Okay? He's excited.
Love it.
I just want to say enough respect and give thanks. Like, you see when we're playing the tunes every week, because you know Neto, we know ramp for player Neto Yuth, okay? We push your music.
Straight.
And it's just such a different vibe when you come into the Starliners HQ and then you start performing these songs that we've been playing day in, day out. You know what I mean? It's such a vibe.
It is.
One of the most beautiful things that I love about artists is when you can hear a song and really relate to the song, love the song, and then when you see that artist perform it, and I'm telling you, it's like you do it justice. You understand? You do it justice. I feel like I'm playing the actual tune. Right? And that's how it's supposed to be. But we're on a studio artist, you know. Let me just stop there.
Yeah, well, it's a blessing.
We're not just a studio artist. Like,
it's a joy.
You actually, like, you can tell, like, you really, like, the real stuff comes out on stage. It comes out in performing.
100%.
You understand? Like, you deliver on the track, but you deliver. when you perform.
And now for
You
our
understand?
feature
I can
presentation.
tell that that's what you really, really love, and I love that because we feel the energy. We really do, and I'm sure that everybody in the live they're feeling it too. A pure fire emoji.
Starliners! Bring the fire emoji there. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So before we go, I want you to tell us, tell the people where they can find you, Neto Yuth. I know you got a bunch of music out there, like we talked about the singles, the new release, with Turbulence and Wayne J. That's the most recent, right?
Yeah, that's the most recent. You can go up on YouTube channel Neto Yuth. NETOYUTH. All the social media basically. Right now, me up on IG jail.
Don't watch the IG jail.
But alright.
You can still follow
IG,
him.
we still IG Neto Yuth
Yes.
NETOYUTH. We still there. Facebook NETOYUTH.
It's temporary.
And now for our feature presentation.
Right? It's temporary.
So yeah, we there in any social media and just give a follow and so we can get a praise of the new song we're gonna release and things like that. So nothing I gonna release this year still, So enough project.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, well,
I know you have enough things up your sleeve, Neto. You'll just be quiet and then just boom, drop a bomb.
Drop it.
I love that. Always working.
Give thanks for having me. It was just beautiful.
Trust me,
Many blessed and
it was
happy.
a really, really good
Uno
release.
are not even my friend, Uno are family, yeah? So give thanks. Love Uno. Everybody upon the live, everyone upon the live. Much respect, Rastafari.
All right, big up.
Say that other people, any artist will pass through Starliners, Yeah, man, So big up on yourself, nice and decent people. Respect for the whole vibe with we. You know what I mean? The big superstar Neto Yuth in the building. What want to say? When you want to hear Neto Yuth drop a freestyle or something? What want to say? When you feel like Neto Yuth for come back out, I could see the signal, I could see some signal. If you don't want to hear Neto drop a freestyle, come on, I could see some signal. Man. Yes, that are people. Yes. I could see some emojis, I could see something. If you don't want Neto Yuth come back out, come do something, count. You don't know, the superstar in the building. Big up yourself, Empress Minor, Clayton C. Hey, Clement, big up yourself. You don't know, people, big up on yourself. One Love Sound, big up yourself. Johnson Code, big up yourself. Garden, big up yourself. Yeah. All right, that are people. We see some emojis and sitting. So, yeah. Where you say Neto Yuth? You want to come back out, come do sitting? Come at the people them here sitting Neto Yuth. Come back out, come at them here freestyle. We have a reading we are going to give Neto Yuth. And where you say Neto, you want to drop a freestyle for the people them and make them know what
Yeah, we can drop another song, yeah, no problem.
That one your name, Boom Rhythm. Seeing? Where you say Neto? Hear it, yeah?
Yeah. Hey. Put it up again. Hold on. Some people, them find for latest things. I'm going to tell you that. We're not trying for latest things, We're not trying for Gucci, for no Prada, for no Versace, and know them someday, them name brand. We're not friend for that, yeah? We want to buy acres of land and we don't give a damn about nothing else. Self-sufficiency, Alright? We love nice things, yeah, just like the Emperor. Selassie, I love nice things, yeah? Yeah, but we're not frying for latest things, yeah? Our mother not go suffer because we are go buy some certain things, huh? We're not going to have a driver Bimmer and we mother day in our garrison, yeah? I take bus. Yeah, so drop it. Hey. Them want the latest thing, so hey. Pull it up again. Yeah, me want do it properly. We'll give them the argument properly. Everybody take a listen to that. Yeah? We not frightened for latest thing, no way. Cause life are the greatest thing, oh yeah. And I'm nothing to the beat pan. I love the boy and the money and them a wait pan. When me queen now when me real Jenna them there. None of my girl no frightened Friday. And I'm nothing to the beat pan.
All over the world.
And that one of them a wait pan. We not frightened for latest thing, no way. Cause life are the greatest thing, oh yeah. And I'm nothing for the beat pan. I love the world and I'm not them a wait pan. We not have me real Jenna them day. None of my girl no frightened Friday. And none nothing for the bed pan. I love the world and the money. Them a muggle not the latest Versace. And if you step on the shoes you a big brush off it. Then take you champagne, buckle and bust off it. And mama can't buy sugar, no coffee. Cause them a get up in a muggle and I said them don't care. Every Jordan come out them fi get up here. Mama one glass and can't get up here. Every day you a muggle in a new Brazilian air. Fine dude, enough of them no love share. So me walk up me foot and give away me bus fear. So me Starliners we there, we not frightened for you. We not frightened for the latest thing, no way. Greatest thing, oh yeah.
All over the world, and the one of them are weird for. Neto Yuth. Big up yourself, Neto Yuth, or your man. Big up on yourself, other people. Big up on yourself. Yeah, man, the one Neto Yuth just burn up a fire in the place, so you mean? And we just have a big one up, you know. But today we do a full joy, the vibes. We after 9. Yes, other people, respect for the love, the likes, the comments, and the shares. Yeah. And you know we do this each and every Sunday and Thursday from 7 to 9. But more time, we have to go over. Because you know we are Jamaican and we no placer. Canadian and we no placer. Jamaican and we no placer. Big up Neto Yuth, cause him no placer. Big up Femi Cheese, cause him no placer. Tonya being at the place with no placer. Molly Blessing at the place with no. No man, the boy Neto Yuth on fire tonight. Me feel nice, you know. I'm here for big up all of my Canadian artists, them saying. I don't want to watch no face. Because we no link no on things yet. Nothing out before the time, saying. I don't want nobody feel like we not rate them thing or nothing like that. Just wait, you know. Your time or your time. And nobody feel like we are go around on the thing. Your time they right round the bend, saying. So respect for the love, the likes, the comments and the share once again. Respect for all of the donations, them. Yes, other people, big up on yourself until we do this again. Big up more love, more life, and more blessings. Oh, you know what I mean? Well, yes, I'm a peace. Say something to the people then.
Babes. Babes. What a reasoning. Jeez. Neto Yuth. He came. He did his thing. He didn't come to play. No man, everybody that full joyed the live, you know, give thanks, send some emojis, put some comments in. I'm sure you guys already did, but I want, you know, it's really good when we bring in the artists, then you guys can give the feedback, you know, because that's what's going to give them the no back, feed front, no back, okay? That's what's going to give them, you know, the strength and the motivation and the encouragement. Am I saying these words correctly, Neto? Right? Yeah, man. That's what's just going to give them what they need to continue doing what they're doing already. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Give thanks for the strength. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the shares. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the comments. And Neto, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through. You did your thing, my brother. You did your thing. And I don't know. It was a really good show.
Very nice.
Yes. Can't complain at all.
So you don't know, you know, you can look out for this on YouTube because you don't know so everything will dash up on this, you know what I mean? So yeah, Starliners ENT. I'm a P, tell them.
Starliners Entertainment. Starliners Entertainment on YouTube. Starliners Entertainment on Instagram. You know, and you already know we go live on Facebook on Mally Bless's page, right? So it's on Mally Bless. And for all the artists that are interested, all the Canadian artists that are interested in getting your music heard on our platform, send a clean MP3 to 1starlinerslive@gmail.com. Okay? Blessings.
Don't know the other people, so respect for the love. Until we do this again, more love. Saying, easy no Mr. Barrett, big up yourself. Marley my niece, big up yourself. Easy no Clayton C, big up yourself. The one Daddy Julian, big up yourself. Uncle Jason, big up yourself. Empress Minot, big up yourself. Cassie Baby, big up yourself. The one Guard, big up yourself. Hey, Molly Bliss can. DJ, Lord God, me can't chat. Lord God, me can't chat. The one Neto Yuth come burn up a fire and me no feel like say me want stop. Oh gosh, hey! Lord God, the boy Molly can't chat. Lord God, the boy Molly can't chat. Yeah, man, I don't know anyway. Have fun with the thing, you know. Starliners sitting, you know what I mean? Yeah, Canadian artist thing up like this morning. Early. So just respect for day with we are full joy and vibes. More love, more life, and more blessings. See?